What's good, everybody? This is Taiwanese vegan beef noodle soup. This is one of my favorite noodle bowls, and I'm going to show you how to make it right now. So I'm taking a different approach with this video. We're going to be doing a little bit of research along the way. I'm at the restaurant kitchen, as you can see here, and I have all of our meats and ingredients set out before us. I want to show you a little bit about what we're doing here. This is the protein that we're going to be using today. That one right there is konnyaku, which is going to sub in for the tendon, which is very popular in these soups sometimes. And for the meat itself, we are using a mushroom stem. So this is a pre-made mushroom stem product that you can get frozen. Of course, you can also make them yourself. You can get dry shiitake mushroom stems and bash them out with a tenderizing hammer, and they pretty much turn out like this, which is very beefy, very fibrous, which turns out a great texture for a beef substitute. Now, if we look at the meats here, we have a lot of stuff going on, but not very much. It's very simple. So we got a medium carrot here that is roll cut. We had some ginger, some star anise, in addition to some rock sugar that I pounded with a hammer as well, just to get it smaller so it'll caramelize easier, as well as some rehydrated shiitake mushrooms. Now, all the amounts for this stuff we're going to have at the description below. So we got light soy sauce, dark soy sauce, and ketchup, of all things. The ketchup is a pretty smart move. I've been researching a lot of recipes for this and went down a rabbit hole on YouTube. So we'll see how it all ties together. So essentially what I'm doing right now is we have a pot that I got, and the beauty of this dish as well is it's like a one pot thing. So I've got a couple of tablespoons of oil that are going into the pot right now, and to that I'm going to start by sauteing our ginger. And this is going to add a really good base flavor. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make a really nice, intense flavor, starting with right from the oil. So I'm going to go right in there. I'm going to put our ginger, as you can see here. We're sauteing it lightly, getting those aromatics out. And when it starts to smell nice and fragrant, after that, what we're going to do is we're going to add some of that rock sugar. This is about a tablespoon or two of rock sugar. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put this on medium-high heat. We're just going to stir that around. The oil is getting nice and hot, and we're going to wait for that sugar to dissolve and caramelize. We should just take a couple minutes. Okay, so when that sugar is caramelized, I'm going to add about some ketchup here. This is about 4 tablespoons of ketchup, which is kind of cool. And as soon as I did that, of course, everything started spattering. So you might want to remove it from the heat before you do that and not end up like I did. So I'm just stirring everything together here. Everything is well and combined. It smells really good already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the protein. So this is the mushroom stem and the konnyaku, of course. And to that as well, I'm going to grab the rest of my meats here. I'm going to add my carrots. I'm going to put those back in there as well, in addition to the shiitake mushroom. Okay, now that everything is in there, I'm going to make sure to stir it really well, make sure everything is coated really nicely as well. I'm just going to keep cooking it. And what that's going to do is we're going to caramelize a little bit further, as well as give everything some color and make sure everything's coated and that everything is looking really beautiful. And as you can see through the close-up here, everything is starting to really come together for a solid base. So that is exactly what you're looking for. It's already looking so good. So what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to add our star anise. So I got 4 pieces of star anise here, as well as 2 tablespoons of light soy sauce, and of course 2 teaspoons of dark soy sauce. And dark soy sauce basically is just going to give us a little bit of color to this as well. And from there, I'm just going to fry it all together for about a minute, and then that's it for our base. Now, optionally at this point, you can also deglaze with a bit of shaoxing, and that's going to give you a bit more flavor dimension. Now, as my base is established here, I'm going to add some liquid, and I have 2 liters of water, or you can add your favorite kind of vegan chicken stock or dashi if you like to. I'm also going to season with a touch of salt, and as well I got 2 to 4 tablespoons of doubanjiang. And the doubanjiang is a fermented chili paste that they use in mapo tofu, and it just gives it that added dimension, that depth, that fermentation that you're looking for, that just give this whole thing a boost of flavor. And once I have all of those ingredients in there, I'm going to bring it to a boil, and then of course cover and simmer for about 20 minutes. Okay, so after the 20 minutes, we take the lid off. We're going to look at our soup here. As you can see, everything is coming along nicely. Give it a stir and check out the close-up here, because you can see that our carrots have cooked down nicely. They're tender, and of course we've had time for the shiitake to lend its flavor to the broth as well. So we should have a nice good base flavor for the broth. I'm making a mess. Can you see that? So grab a towel. We're going to clean that up really quick. So from here, what you want to do is give it a taste, of course, and you're probably going to have to season it. So in this case, I wanted to add more soy sauce to round everything out, to bring the flavors back up to where I like them, and add a bit of white pepper, or a lot of white pepper, depending on how much you like it. So after that, essentially, we're done. Now, if you look at the notes, I look back, what I should do as well is next time I'm going to add some daikon to this as well, because I really like that it in the soup. It gives a good variety, and as well it lends its flavor to the broth as well, so it would make it even a better fuller flavors. You can see the close-ups here, everything's looking really good, and here I am tasting the broth, and then here I am adding more soy sauce. So just do that and everything, and then you will be ready to add your noodles and your accoutrements. So I guess one of the things I want to talk about with plant-based cooking is that when I started eating like this, it was a matter of saying, would this be good? Can I make food that is as good as my favorites without sacrificing flavor, without sacrificing the satisfaction that I get after eating a typical meal that I used to when I was eating meat? And the answer, as I go along here, and this has been a very long journey for me, has been yes. Actually, it's been really good. I've been able to replicate a lot of the dishes that I really love and enjoy, and I'm not sacrificing anything. Like, these things taste really good, and I'm not just like trying to make myself like something. You know how when you do that, you try to tell yourself that you like something when you really don't? This isn't the case. As a matter of fact, it's a lot easier these days to be eating a vegan diet than it ever was. Maybe it's just because I'm looking at it from the perspective of a chef now, and that I am, really digging into being resourceful, really looking at the OG recipes, especially like with Buddhist cooking and plant-based like Chinese and Asian techniques that have been doing kinds of like mock meats and things like that for centuries. As you can see, here's some of the pictures that we have of the soup, and so that is essentially what I took away from this, what I take away from this every day. Because the matter is that it really does get easier. So if you are on this path as well, I assure you that things are good. Keep at it. And you'll be surprised sometimes at the things that you can discover along the way. Now, what we're looking at now is I'm plating this the next day, because like I said before at the beginning of the video, this tastes better the next day because the flavors have had time to mingle and marry and become even more delicious. The other thing is too, when you heat it through the second time, you have time to reduce it a little more, which concentrates the flavors even better. So I'm just plating up here, and this time I'm actually using a different set of noodles. This is the third set of noodles I've tried with this recipe. I'm setting it up just like the way I did before, but these are with like a style of knife cut noodle. And I think these ones are the best, to be honest. So all the three, like if you have the three, great. You have rice noodles, you prefer rice noodles, eat rice noodles. If you like wheat, go for the wheat. Now these are wheat as well, but they're just like a different shape, like I said. And I like the texture of these. They're really good. And as you can see here, they make for awesome pictures and close-ups, and they taste wonderful. So of course, if you have the time, go on, try it the second day. Do like I said, reduce it a little bit more, and you won't be sorry. As a matter of fact, it'll be really delicious, and I hope you enjoy this, and I hope you take this recipe with you, make it yours. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. Peace!